Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be my newest new makeup releases PR Roundup review style video. In case you're new to this video series from me, this is basically just me breaking down the products I received in PR in the month prior, just so I can be completely transparent on what I did receive for free, and just give my full honest thoughts on everything that I tried out. As usual, I'm in no way trying to be braggy or show-offy. This is just a way for me to be completely honest and transparent and tell you all of my thoughts. Before we hop into the video itself, I did of course film this look. It's my second Valentine's Day look I've done for this year. I love how it came out. Let's see how long I can go without getting lipstick on my teeth. Thank you very much. And then my details, I don't know where this choker's from because it was a gift. These plugs are Love Kills Boutique. These little blood juice boxes are from Spooky Doodle Club. They're so cute. They even have a little blood drip gem. This is a Charisma brand wig. Check my FAQ in the description box if you need spelling. And this is a CC brand beanie. All right, with all that being said, let's just hop into it. These are always longer videos, so I don't want to ramble too much in this intro. Let's talk about some makeup, shall we? Alright, starting it off, the first thing I received in January was a package from Colourpop. This was the first collection of the year that included the 5 new mini palettes that they are starting up. I want to be excited about these. I really do, because in theory I would love like lots of really cool curated color stories. But part of me just has a strong feeling that they're always going to be monochromatic, and that really bums me out because they've been doing the monochromatic series for so long. Colourpop, you could give us really cool, interesting 5 pans. You could do a really cool color combo with 5 shadows. I'm just saying, it can be done. But regardless, let's just break down what these palettes are. And I did do a first impressions video featuring all 5 of these, and I think I've done 2 Instagram videos featuring 2 of the palettes. Maybe even 3, I can't remember. I've played with a lot of makeup lately. First up, we have Amore. This is the more plummy toned one. I think I did an Instagram video with this particular palette. It's pretty cute in theory. It contains a light and dark matte. It does have a sequin shadow, which isn't my personal favorite formula, but I'm at the point now where I just pretend that it's a matte. It's not a huge deal. There is a shimmer and there is a pressed glitter, unfortunately. I don't hate pressed glitter, like I'll play with pressed glitter. It's just not my preference to have it in a palette, especially because I know a lot of people don't like to play with glitter. It's technically not safe to use around the eyes. I will use it around my eyes because I'm a rebel, but I know not everyone's comfortable with it. So I wish glitter would just be separate so that the people that don't want to play with glitter don't have to like have it in a palette. But I do think this is a really cute color story. It is one of my favorite of the 5 just color story wise. I really like plummy eyeshadows. I think it's really pretty. Just if this one didn't have a glitter, it would have been just kicked up another notch. Next, we have the BALLAD palette, and I also really do enjoy this one. I did do an Instagram video with this as well. There is only one matte technically. It's the light taupey shade. There are 2 sequin shadows, which are the 2 darker grays, and then 2 shimmers. Overall, I really like the color story of this. Again, I just pretend that the sequin shadows are mattes and it works for me just fine. I think it's pretty cute. It's a nice just curated 5-pan gray toned color story. Nice and simple. You could do really quick smoky silvery looks. Pretty cute. Next, we have CHERISH. This one I also do really enjoy. This one includes 2 mattes, a sequin, and 2 shimmers. Again, a really nice ratio in here. I think there's a nice range of depth. I think it's really cute. You could do really just nice, pretty cherry toned looks. This one I'm pretty okay with as well. I played with the majority of this one in that first impressions video with all 5 of these palettes. And then these last 2, they don't tickle my fancy too much. This first one is called Crush. It's more of like the coppery toned one, which isn't my personal preference. I do know that this is a lot of people's preference though, so I think a lot of people will get down with this one. This one has 3 mattes, 1 shimmer, and 1 sequin. This is a really good matte ratio if you're someone who likes to play with matte colors in your crease. This would be a really nice one for you, especially if you like warm tone neutrals. And finally, we have Lyric. This is the more basic, just neutral one out of the bunch. We have 2 mattes, 2 shimmers, and a pressed glitter. Again, I wish the glitter wasn't there, but overall, if the glitter wasn't there, this would be a nice, just rounded out, monochromatic brown toned color story. It's nothing to write home about in my opinion. It's nothing revolutionary, but it is what it is. I think the formula in all of these is fine. It's just normal Colourpop formula, which for me is very nice. It's very easy to work with. The mattes are nice to build up and blend out. The shimmers are always really pretty. I want more exciting monochromatic palettes at the end of the day. Also in that package, Colourpop did send me these Queenie lashes, which I did wear a lot this month, especially the first couple weeks I wore these a ton. I think they're quite nice. Colourpop's lashes are pretty solid, especially for the price. I don't really have any complaints about them. I have one pair of Colourpop lashes chopped in half on my outer corners today. Just trying to get use out of this lash book. I'm busting through it. By the way, even though I did just kind of rag on those palettes, I do have a non-affiliated discount code with Colourpop. It's 5BEAUTBEAN. It'll save you $5 on orders 25 or more. I don't make any commission off of it. It's just for you to save money. So if there's anything ever on their site, you could give it a shot. It doesn't always work on new collections, but it's worth a shot if you want to save $5. Moving on though, I got a package from e.l.f. and this one's kind of okay. There's some things I like, some things I don't like. First off, we have this mascara. It's the Lash It Loud Volumizing Mascara. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm not the best mascara tester because my natural lashes are very short, very stubby, very straight. They don't hold a curl. They never look pretty, which is why I like false lashes. My only criteria for judging a mascara if I like it or not is if it's super black so that it blends in with my fake lashes, and if it doesn't transfer, because I'll get like transfer on my skin from my lower lashes throughout the day sometimes. This one does transfer a little bit. It's not horrible. I just make sure I do a very, very, very light coat on my lower lash line and then it's fine. But this does transfer a little bit. Not my favorite mascara, nothing to write home about. I also got the e.l.f. Enhancing Lash and Brow Serum, and it's funny because I just finally finished a milk one that I received a million years ago and just finally finished it up. And now I have this one, and I just don't know if I believe in this stuff. Like, I use it every night, but I just don't know if I believe in it. I don't know if it's doing anything for my lashes or my brows, but I'm using it. It exists. But I have no comment. I've been using this the whole month and I have no comment. They sent these 4 shadow sticks and I decided to keep all of them because I actually thought the colors were kind of cute, and I really like these one and done eyeshadow things for days when I have to work but I don't have time to film like a video or do a full on like intricate look. These are very nice just to add something simple. So I was kind of excited about these. We have Champagne Crystal, Copper Chic, Golden Goddess, and Midnight Sapphire. I think I've only worn 2 of these so far. I wore the champagne one and the blue one. I have to say these do end up creasing throughout the day, unfortunately. I was really hoping they wouldn't because they actually applied really nicely. It's this kind of like crayon consistency. You just kind of smudge it around, and then I used a blending brush and it blended out flawlessly. Super, super quick and easy, and really pretty colors. And I think they have more than 4 shades. These are just the 4 they sent me. Very cute concept, very cool in theory, but these did crease on me. I tried with and without eyeshadow primer. I got creases, and I don't usually have a problem with creasing. I don't have oily eyelids, but these did crease on me, just so you're aware. I think if you're someone with oily eyelids, these would be horrible for you. But I liked the theory. I liked the idea, but it just didn't work for me. And finally, the part that I am excited about, they sent over 4 of their metallic liquid shadows. I love their glitter liquid shadows so much. I can't stress it enough. I think they're beautiful. So I was pumped about these, especially this green one, which I will get to. We have Aurora, Galaxy, Little Dipper, and Moon. I think these are all super cute. I think I've worn the pink one and the green one. Aurora's the green one, Little Dipper's the pink one, and they're really nice. I just kind of plop them on my eye, blend it out with a blending brush. Again, these are perfect for my quick one and done looks before work. I don't think I've used these in a video just because I specifically use these for testing before work, and I think they're fine. I think they're pretty. I do like the glitter ones more just because they have more interest and impact, and I love glitter and sparkle and all things glitzy, but these are quite lovely. I really enjoy them, especially this green one. It's stunning. So these are very cool. I'll probably keep dabbling in them as I see fit, just whenever I need a quick one and done look. Also, if you need to see me do a one and done eyeshadow look, I did do one back at the tail end of December. I think like the last video of the year that I uploaded, I did a video where I ended up running out of time because my first eyeshadow attempt failed, so I had to do a one and done eyeshadow look. So if you want to see me do that, I do have a video on it, but it's not really something I do on my channel. It's just a thing that I do for myself when I need a quick before work look, because that's the whole point of a one and done eyeshadow look for me. Next up, a new Nomad palette release. This is the Nomad Iceland palette. I'm so excited. I love this palette. I ranked it #1 in my latest ranking my last 10 palettes video. I featured this in my monthly favorites. I did a first impressions, an Instagram video, and a 2 looks video. I'm in love with this palette. I think it's beautiful. The range of mattes to shimmers, the depth, the lightness, the warmth, the cool tones. It's so creative and so colorful without it being a rainbow. I'm obsessed with this palette. I think it's beautiful. Definitely like tied for first place with the Hydrogrip palette, if not slightly better in my eyes. I'm obsessed with this palette. I'm so excited to see what they come out with next. They dropped their first hint for their next palette yesterday, the day that I'm filming this. It'll probably be revealed by the time this video goes up, but I'm so excited to see what it's gonna be. As of right now, they've only sneak peeked the black and white matte shadow, and I just can't wait to see what else it's gonna look like. I love Nomad's formula. It's so beginner friendly because they're so soft and easy to blend and work with. It's not too much too fast. The shimmers are so glitzy and sparkly and pretty. I love Nomad shadows. If you haven't checked them out before, I highly recommend it. And if you do check them out, I do have a non-affiliated discount code with Nomad. It's BEAUTBEAN10. It'll save you 10%. I don't make any commission off of that code. It's just for you to save money. All right, next up, Colourpop is at it again. This is the next of many Colourpop collections this month, my goodness. This was the Lunar New Year collection, and you might have missed me talking about this on my channel because I didn't talk about it on my channel. A lot of this really didn't appeal to me, so I ended up deciding I'm going to set a lot of this aside for a friend. But we'll still talk about stuff. First of all, there is the Soul Body Golden Pearl Shimmering Dry Oil. I did actually end up keeping this one because most of the dry oils that come out are very dark and more tan, and I'm a ghost. So this was perfect for me. It's very light and pearly. It's very pretty. I really enjoy this. I don't like to keep an abundance of these on deck, but as soon as I saw this one, I was like, I gotta keep this one. It's too beautiful. And from 4th Ray Beauty, there's the Vanilla Pearl Overnight Lip Mask. I love the lip mask Colourpop and 4th Ray Beauty have been coming out with. This one is so lightly vanilla scented. I love it. I think I talked about this in my monthly favorites as well. This is beautiful. I do like the Hello Kitty Colourpop mask better, but this one is quite nice. I'm enjoying it. Next, we have the Lantern Fest Super Shock Highlight that I did decide to keep and use on myself. It's not my perfect shade. I probably should have saved it for a friend, and I might still end up giving it to a friend. It's kind of like right at my skin tone, if not maybe half a shade darker, so it's not the perfect highlight on me. I'll use it. It's cute. Maybe if I was the kind of person that got a little tan in the summer, this would be perfect for me to switch to for summertime, but I stay this shade 365 days a year. I thought it was fine. It's just not my perfect shade. I don't have any other highlights like it in my collection, so that's a plus, but I just don't think this one's perfect for me. But I do like the Super Shock formula a lot. I thought the packaging was cute, but it's just not my perfect color. The next piece, and one of the pieces that I'm not keeping, is the Light My Firecracker Lippy Stick Trio. It's a nice little trio of lippy sticks, but they're all red, and I really did not need more red lipsticks. I have so many. These didn't completely appeal to me, so I just decided to keep them in their cute little box, and I'll give them to a friend. And finally, we have the two Colourpop palettes. I don't know the names of the palettes offhand, but they're basically like two separate palettes, like magnetic palettes with curated color stories inside. The color stories on the insides just do not appeal to me. You guys know I'm not the biggest neutral person, and if I'm gonna play with neutrals, it's gotta be a little more special. This one appeals to me more, but they're just not totally up my alley. I had a lot of people DM me telling me to just take the shadows out and then keep the palettes, which I almost thought about doing because the palettes themselves are really, really cute, but I just decided one of my friends will probably really enjoy these more, so I'm just keeping them as is, untouched, and I'll give them to a friend. I don't need to keep everything. Next up, the first thing that Oden's Eye released, we have 6 new lipsticks, 3 velvet matte lipsticks, and 3 creamy lipsticks. I'm loving these. I'm not the biggest bullet lipstick person. I definitely reach for liquid lips and glosses more than like bullet lipsticks, but these formulas are really beautiful and I'm really liking the colors as well. Let's talk about the cream ones first. We have Brown Rose, Love Jasmine, and Tulip Kiss. I like all of these. I don't really know what to say. I think Love Jasmine is my favorite one out of all 6 of these. It's just such a good warm neutral color. It's very pretty. It's a nice creamy texture. It's not too slippy and glidey where it's messy. It's just very comfortable. And then with the velvet lipsticks, we have Fig Jam, Light Peach, and Red Cherry. Out of these 3, the Light Peach one is my favorite just because, again, it's a nice neutral color. I'm a neutral kind of person, except when I wear black, but this is also kind of a neutral to me. These are a velvet matte finish, but they're not overly matte. It's not dry in the slightest. It's not tuggy. It's still quite a creamy consistency when you apply it. It just has a little bit more of a velvet finish rather than a creamy finish. Very comfortable. I really enjoy these as well. I really don't have a preference between the 2 formulas. I think they're both fine. It's just kind of whatever I feel like picking up. But I've really been enjoying these lipsticks. It's nice to see new things come out from Oden's Eye. I love them. One of my favorite brands ever. And I do have an affiliate code with Oden's Eye. It's BEAUTBEAN if you want to save 10% on their site. I do make a commission off of that code, just so you're aware. Next up from Pacifica, they sent me 2 of these vegan collagen hydro treatment under eye and smile lines patches. They just look like typical under eye patches, and I've used quite a few in my day. Like I've used some from Pixie Milk. I feel like another brand. I don't like these. I mean, the formula I guess is fine, but these are so slippy because any other under eye patches I've ever used in my life, I can put them on and then go about my business in the morning, kind of make my coffee, start my eyebrows, do anything. These move so fast. Like they slip right down your face. The only way you could use these is if you're laying down looking at the ceiling for 10 to 15 minutes. These are just a hassle. I don't love these. I'll probably use the second sheet of them whenever I have time to just literally lay down and do nothing for 15 minutes, which is not me. I'm a go, go, go kind of person, but yeah, these are just horribly messy. They slip and slide all over the place. They do not want to stay still. Next up, I got another package from e.l.f. I'm only keeping 3 out of 4 of these though, but I have tried one of these in the past as well. The one that I am keeping is the Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. It's one of those balms that you like rub all over your skin and it melts your makeup off to help remove it before you cleanse. I really like this. It's very gentle. Just has like a fresh scent. It's not like overly scented. And I actually really like this for when I'm doing swatches for my videos because I just kind of rub this on and then just take a microfiber towel. Comes right off, super clean and easy. I really like this guy. I think I still like the Good Molecules Cleansing Balm more, but I'm not opposed to this one. I would absolutely repurchase this again if I needed to. And then the parts that I'm not keeping are the Holy Hydration Daily Cleanser. This does sound like a really nice cleanser. It's with hyaluronic acid. I'm a dry kind of person. This is always something really good for me, but I have so many cleansers. I think I'm working through 6 cleansers right now, so I did not need to add another one. There's a chance that if one of my friends doesn't claim this, Zane might claim it once he's done with his Pacifica stuff that he started using a couple months ago, but I just did not need to add another one in my collection. We have the Holy Hydration Eye Cream, and again, I was tempted to use this, but I think I'm rotating between like 5 different eye creams right now. I did not need to add another one, and I also don't love eye creams that are in like a cup component. I like the ones with the squeezy tube because then I don't have to like dip my finger in something. So, I mean, that's just a nitpicky thing, but it gave me a reason not to use it, so I'm gonna give that one to a friend. And then the Holy Hydration Face Cream I have used in the past and I really do enjoy it, but I have plenty of moisturizer right now. Again, I did not need to add another one to the mix, so I am gonna save this one for a friend as well. When it comes to skincare, I got really overwhelmed with it. I was getting sent a lot of skincare, which I'm grateful to be sent stuff, but it started to get to the point where I was like, I can't even decide what's working for me anymore. So I needed to just take a pause on trying new skincare and just start using what I have, and also just getting use out of the things that I do have. I really love finishing products, especially skincare, and that's impossible to do if I'm adding something new all the time. So there's my thoughts on those. I'm sure the eye cream and the cleanser is fine because I really like e.l.f. skincare and I really like the Holy Hydration line, but I just didn't want to test them out again, you know? Next up from Illamasqua, they sent me over 5 of their brushes, and first of all, I love the packaging on these. They're very sleek. I like this kind of bulbous bottom with the skinny top. I really like them. First, we have the Brow Definer, which is simply just a skinny angled brush. I've used this a couple times to help clean up lines or help with liner. It's nothing to write home about, but it was a fine brush, and I'm always down to try new synthetic brushes. Next is the large eyeshadow brush, and I have not technically used it because it's huge. Like, it takes up my entire eye. I'm sure I could do a half cut crease with this if I was just trying to be real big about it. I just haven't used it yet, but it seems fine. I love how flat it is. It's just a big boy. I feel like most people this eyeshadow brush wouldn't even work on because I know I have more lid space than some people, but ooh, that takes up a lot of space. Next is the liner brush, and I love this. It's so pointy and it's kind of dense, like it's not super floppy. It's what I used to create my liner today. I love this liner brush. I think it's fantastic. I love how stiff it is and pointy. It's perfect. Next is the small blender, which is essentially just like a fat pencil brush, and then also the smudge brush, which is a smaller pencil brush. They're pencil brushes. They're fine. They're dense but still kind of fluffy. They smudge nicely. I can't really say more about a pencil brush though. They're pencil brushes and they work fine. I think Illamasqua did give me a discount code for you guys. I think it's BEAUTBEAN25 or it's just BEAUTBEAN in all caps and it'll save you 25% or something like that. I'll have it down in the description box. I don't make any commission off of that code either. It's just for you to save money. All right, Alter Ego. We have the new Blooms and Canyon palette that launched earlier this month. I'm actually wearing the Blooms one right now. I did do a first impressions and this is my Instagram video on it. The Blooms is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Love palette. I think it's really pretty. It's very Valentine's-esque, very cute. I love Alter Ego's formulas. They do a great job with their mattes and their shimmers are always so pretty. My main critique, which I've gone over quite a few times now, is I don't love the cream to matte formula. I get that they're trying to do what Natasha Denona does, but according to what I hear from you guys, Natasha Denona does their cream to matte formula a lot better. It's a lot more pigmented. These are just a lot more sheer. They take some more time to build up. It can be done, but I feel like it never quite gets as dark as the pan. And in this palette's instance, and the next one actually, the two darkest shades are that cream to matte formula, so they're not even technically the darkest shades. I just wish that Alter Ego would just stick to regular mattes and shimmers because they do them so well, but that's my only main critique. Otherwise, I really enjoy this palette. I've had a really good time with it. I think I ranked this as number 2 in my ranking my last 10 palettes video. I think it's a solid palette. It's really pretty. And also the Canyon palette. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. And again, this isn't quite my color story. I'm not huge into bronzy toned eyeshadows, but there are really pretty shimmers in here that completely speak to me, like Plateau, Desert Moon. It's all a pretty lovely set of shimmers actually. But my main gripe, the only cream to matte shade is this darkest shade. So that's not even really the darkest shade in the palette. I did do a first impressions on this as well, and I do plan on doing an Instagram video at some point going forward because I know you guys wanted to see another look. I think it's a fine palette. It's just not my perfect color story, but I think this would speak to a lot of people. And finally, they released a new brush set. I loved their first set of brushes, so I was super, super pumped about these. I'm not going to drone on too long about each brush, but we are just going to quickly go through each one and I'll tell you why I like to use it. The number 1 brush I've been using as bronzer. It actually works as a pretty great bronzer brush to kind of put it on and blend it out quickly. The number 2 brush I actually started using as a cream blush brush. I wasn't sure what I would use this for, but I actually really love it for that purpose. The number 3 is a perfect powder blush brush for me. I love this kind of an angled shape for putting on my blush. I've been using this every single day ever since I got it. The number 4 brush I've actually been using for under eye concealer, especially because right now I'm trying to get used out of this Kaleido sponge, which works horribly as my under eye concealer because there's all these harsh lines. It leaves dents in my skin. So this has been working great to blend that out. The number 5 brush is a really solid, just fluffy but long blending brush, really nice for crease work, especially for that lightest shade. Number 6 is also a fluffy brush and it's also pretty long, but it is a little bit smaller, so you can do that to just kind of like help define a little bit more, start to deepen up the crease. Number 7 is a taper blending brush. This is my favorite kind of brush to use if I want to like pack on the lid a little bit but also blend low in the crease. This is my favorite kind of brush for that. I love this shape. Number 8 is a flat shadow brush. I love to use this for like cut creases, half cut creases, things like that. It helps me get really defined up in there. Number 9 is like more of a tightly packed, dense packing brush. It's more so for like packing shadows on the lid, not so much for definitive lid work, but for just packing things. Number 10 is an angled shadow brush. I like using this for defining in the outer corner because it really just follows that natural shape really nicely. Number 11 is a pencil brush, and it actually has a little bit of a taper on it. I really, really like this pencil brush. Might be one of my favorite pencil brushes I've found. And number 12, it's an angled brush with a spoolie on the end. My favorite thing for helping with my brows. I specifically use the spoolie obviously to comb through them, and I use the angled part to help clean up with concealer. I love this brush set. I think it's great. I have no complaints. I think it's beautiful. I've been using so many of these brushes this last like couple weeks. And I do have a discount code with Alter Ego. It is BEAUTBEAN in all caps. It'll save you 10%. I do make a commission off of that code and I appreciate it very much if you use it, but no pressure. All right, moving on again to Colourpop. Colourpop does not sleep, do they? This was the Cloud Spun collection. I did do an Instagram video playing with this collection, like the majority of it. I didn't do a dedicated video on it because I was swamped with things to film, but I did end up doing like a cute Valentine's Day look as an Instagram video with this collection. First off, we have a couple blushes and I love them. They're so cute. They're not really revolutionary for Colourpop. They come out with pink blushes all the time, but I have to say they're really cute. We have Take the Cake and Truffle Shuffle. Take the Cake is this really cute bubblegum pink. I love this one. This one's my favorite of the two, and then Truffle Shuffle is a little bit more of a neutral pink. Very cute, nothing revolutionary. We need to see new blushes from Colourpop. I'm actually getting very bored with the same pink blushes again and again, but I have to say these were pretty cute. Next is the Candy Floss Highlight, which I'm obsessed with. It's the prettiest icy pink with sparkles. It's so pretty. I featured this in my monthly favorites. I love this pink highlight. I think it's so pretty. Next, we have 2 liners. One of them I actually already owned in Boots, so I'm just gonna save that one for a friend and keep using my old version, but they also came out with Fluffy. Boots is more of a darker true pink. Fluffy is more of a lighter, brighter bubblegum pink. Love both of these colors. I think they're very cute. Boots has been one of my favorite pinks for a long time, and I'm really excited about adding Fluffy to the mix. Next, we got 3 pink lippy sticks, and they're all quite adorable, I have to say. We have Caramella, Dreamsicle, and Fizzy Pop, kind of going from lightest to darkest in that order. Dreamsicle is my favorite. It's kind of the mid-tone, more neutral pink, but I really do like all 3 of these pink lippy sticks. I think they're adorable. I did a really fun two-tone look in that Instagram video where I did the darker pink Fizzy Pop on the top and Dreamsicle on the bottom lip, and I thought it was pretty cute. And we have 3 So Juicy lip glosses. I love the So Juicy lip glosses. I can't stress it enough. I think the applicator is so cute and nostalgic, and I just love the formula on the inside. It's not insanely plumping, but it's a teeny bit plumping, and they're just so wet and juicy looking. We have the shades Big Chew, Candy Coated, and Jawbreaker. Big Chew is just like a bright bubblegum pink. Candy Coated is a little bit more of a lighter, more neutral pink, and Jawbreaker is a little bit deeper, but still a very bright pink. Super cute colors. I really don't have glosses these exact shades of pink, so I was actually pretty excited about these. And finally, the Cloud Spun palette. I think I ranked this as like number 6 in my ranking my last 10 palettes. It didn't make it up very high, but it's not horrible. I do wish they would bring back the cardboard packaging. I'm over the plastic, but according to you guys, it's cheaper to make the plastic, so I understand, but it's also just sad. I thought the look I created was cute, but at the same time, I don't think you're gonna get that diverse of a looks with this palette. It's all gonna be just very bright pink. So if that's what you want, you'd probably really like this palette, but if you're looking for a diverse palette, this isn't really the one for you. And I was also pretty disappointed with this Super Shock shade. It looks like a really pretty duochrome like in the pan and on your finger, but it doesn't really show up on the lid. It takes a lot of building up for it to do any kind of impact. And then at that point, it's just kind of like too much layered. It's not my favorite, and there is a pressed glitter in this palette. So I mean, it's a cute pink palette. It's just not my favorite palette I've ever used. I have some like things I like and some things I don't like. The shimmers in here are really pretty, I have to say. Next up from Good Molecules, we have the Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. I featured this in my monthly favorites. This might be my favorite under eye cream I've ever used. It's a really nice cooling jelly consistency. It makes my under eyes look and feel so smooth. My makeup applies flawlessly on top of this. I love this eye gel. I think it's perfection. Honestly, I have no complaints. All right, back at it again with another Colourpop collection. We're almost done with Colourpop, I swear. This is honestly why I haven't done dedicated videos on every single Colourpop collection I've gotten lately, because I can't keep up. There's no way to keep up. Some of these collections launched within like a 10-day period, and that's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. I can't do it every single time. I just try to pick and choose now what I think I would prefer to do and what I think you guys would like to see. But I did do a dedicated video on this collection because I had a lot of people request that I do, and I thought it was a really pretty neutral collection. The first part of the Wild Child collection are the blushes, and I really, really like the blushes in this collection. We have Jet Set and Trippin'. They're more of like warmer, more neutrally bronzy, terracotta-y kind of blushes. Specifically, I like Trippin', the darker one. It almost has a rosy undertone. I thought these wouldn't really work for my skin tone, but they're actually really pretty, but only if you're into darker blushes, if you're as pale as me. But I like a more dark, more pigmented, more out there blush, and I thought these were quite lovely. Next, we got another set of 3 lippy sticks. It's a good thing I like this formula, otherwise I would feel very overwhelmed. We have Brat Pack, Oh Behave, and Sassy. Brat Pack is the lightest neutral, Oh Behave is the darkest neutral, Sassy's right in the middle. I did do a two-tone lip in that first impressions video also, where I did like a darker one and then a lighter one. I thought it was really cute, very Kim Possible vibes. I love all 3 of these colors. They're gonna be colors that I'm gonna reach for time and time again. I love a good brownie neutral. It's so up my alley. Next, we got 3 new Super Shock shadows. I love Super Shock shadows again for those like quick one and done eyeshadow looks before work, because they're always so glitzy and sparkly and pretty, and they blend out so nicely, and it's perfect for a quick look. We have Basic Instinct, Free Reign, and Run Wild. Basic Instinct is a little bit more of like a rosy, toasty, almost coppery, but not copper kind of color. It's actually quite lovely. This one's more metallic than glittery. Free Reign is a bit darker. It has more of like a, just like a darker chocolatey color. It has sparkles in it. It's lovely. I love this one. And last, we have Run Wild. This one's my favorite. It's kind of like a lighter, more tannish brown color, and it has these little sparkles of pink in it and purple. It's very cute. It's very subtle. It doesn't look pink and purple on the eyes, but they're just these little twinkles, and I think it's quite cute. And finally, we have the actual palette. Again, another 9-pan. Again, I wish it was cardboard, but broken record over here. There is a pressed glitter in here, but I love the color story. I think it's very beautiful. This would make perfect like quick day looks. I say in quotations because you can wear anything day or night, but it can also make really nice smoky, deep, sultry looks. You can do quite a lot with this actually. I really enjoyed playing with this one. I've picked it up once before work as well. We have 4 mattes. We do have a sequin shadow, and then we have 3 shimmers and then the glitter. Overall, I think this is really pretty. Other than the fact that the glitter's in here, I think it's a really nice palette, and I think a lot of people would get down with this one. Overall, I really liked this collection. I thought it was really pretty. A lot of you really enjoyed it as well, and I'm hoping the fact that so many people were so excited and spoke so highly of this collection will encourage Colourpop to continue to add more depth and dimension and richness into their products, because that's what we need to see. Moving on now to Oden's Eye. I'm so excited about this collection. I've had this in my possession for like about a month now at the time this video is going up probably, and I've been so excited to talk about it. Oh, I'm so excited that it's finally like out in the open. They launched the new Norn's collection, and I'm thrilled about it. I did already do a first impressions with this collection, and I do have 3 looks videos coming with the different palettes coming soon, if one of them isn't already up by the time this video goes up. First, let's talk about the 3 Mesmerizer highlights. I'm obsessed with these. I think they're so pretty. These are handmade, and they're hand poured into this beautiful, intricate pattern. I'm obsessed with it. The first one is Spring of Life. It's this really beautiful, glitzy, bluey, icy kind of thing. It's so pretty. They're so shimmery and sparkly, but not like glittery. They're just glitzy, if that makes sense. Next is the Veil of Future. This one is a little bit more of like a pinky champagne-y neutral. This one's a little more subtle compared to the other 2 as far as it not being like a color. It's very pretty though. It looks so glowy on the cheeks. And last, we have Web of Destiny. This is a really pretty icy pink. It's so cute. Kind of similar to that Colourpop one I talked about, but they're completely different levels of sparkle. I don't know how to explain it. They're similar, but they're different. I probably prefer this one though. I think this one's gorgeous. It's so pretty. Next, we have the 3 mini palettes, which I am doing a 3 looks with these palettes on my channel. That's either going to be up already or up right after this video. I can't remember what order things are getting uploaded in, but there is a 3 looks with these 3 palettes coming very, very soon if it's not already up and existing. First is the Scold palette. I'm very excited about this one. It's an all shimmer palette and they're all so pretty. Just wait until you see the look I created. I do also plan on doing an Instagram video with all 3 of these mini palettes just to get a second look with the palettes up at some point. It's not up yet, but they'll be up at some point. And it's just very pretty, especially the blue and green in here. So shockingly beautiful. And even the orange, I'm not an orange eyeshadow person, but that one took my breath away. Next is the Erd palette, which is my favorite of the 3. It is so pretty. I love this green color story. I love the olive tones. This deep green is beautiful. These 2 shimmers in the split pan are to die for. I'm obsessed with this palette. And finally, the Verdandi palette. This one is the more like neutral-ish one. It's more on like the tame side. It does have like peachy oranges in it, so it's not totally neutral, but it's less intense than the other 2. So if you're someone who's scared of color, this might be the one for you. Again, I love the shimmers in this split pan. I think this color story is pretty cute. I really like the look I created with this one for that 3 looks video, so just stay tuned for that. I was very excited about it. And finally, we have the standalone Norn's palette. I will have a 3 looks with this coming very soon as well. And I love this palette. It's so pretty. These shimmers on the bottom, to die for. I love the shimmer red, the shimmer green, this really cool duochrome up here. The mattes are so rich and beautiful. We have dark blues, purples, browns. It is a shimmer heavy large palette, just so you're aware. There's not a ton of colorful mattes in here, but I feel like the ones they gave us, I could work with all of these shimmers pretty nicely and do some pretty diverse looks. I'm just so excited about these bottom shimmers. Like just look at these. Can you even believe it? It's so pretty. I don't know why I'm finger swatching them. I already showed swatches in the video, but I'm very excited about this palette. It's such an exciting release from them. This is by far my favorite collection Oden's Eyes released so far. I can't wait to see what else they do in the future. Next up, from Spoiled Lips Cosmetics, they've launched these travel palettes, these like travel themed palettes, I should say. As you can see, I've only opened one of them because I decided not to open and touch on them until I played with one of them. So I opened and played with the colorful one, the Tropical Traveler. I did do an Instagram video with this. It's not my favorite. It wasn't horrible, but I did have some blending issues, a little bit of patchiness issues. They're not crazy pigmented right off the bat. I have to build them up quite a lot. It's not horrible, but it wasn't my favorite palette to play with. So with that being said, I decided not to open the other 3 and I will give them to friends who might enjoy them more than I will because the other ones are more on the neutral end, so they're not going to be my favorite color story-wise anyways. So if the colorful one didn't completely blow me away, I knew the other ones weren't going to at all. So there's that. Not my favorite thing, and also not my favorite packaging. They're kind of bulky for how big they are. The top's kind of rounded. It's not totally flat, and it's just very thick unnecessarily in my opinion. But I'm just kind of meh about it. It wasn't a horrible experience, but it wasn't my favorite time playing with a palette by any means. They also sent over this little mini 6 lipsticks and lip glosses, and they're all kind of broken. I don't know if it's a design choice, but they all have a crack in here. Zane thinks that it's broken, and I feel like I want to believe him because it looks broken, but they all have this, so I'm like, is that a design choice? I'm not sure. I've technically only worn one of them, and it's this one called Scandal. It's like a sparkly gloss, but it's not really sparkly. It's completely clear, and like once in a while a little glitter fleck will stick to your lips. It's not like so the sparkles are infused. Do you remember like as a kid there would be nail polishes that were like clear with glitter on them, but you had to like paint it 5,000 times to get like glitters to stick in random spots? That's what that reminded me of. It was a fine formula, I guess. It just felt kind of wet on my lips, but I don't know. Not very impressed with this. I'm not inspired to play with the other shades because of that one, if I'm being honest with you. Definitely a little bit of a roast on this launch. It wasn't my favorite. I think it could have been better. Next up, final Colourpop collection, we have the Animal Crossing collection. I did do a full first impressions video going as in depth as possible with this collection. I had some thoughts, things I like, things I don't like. First of all, we have the 2 blushes. I will probably keep these forever just because I love Animal Crossing and I love the packaging, but on the inside, they're nothing special in my opinion. They're the same like pinky peachy blushes we've seen from Colourpop 100 times. I like the blushes. I think they're pretty, but they're nothing new. They're nothing we haven't seen before. So the blushes are getting boring, and it's sad because I used to look so forward to receiving blushes from Colourpop or just blushes from them coming out in general, but now I'm bored. They don't come out with anything new with blushes, and I really want to see something new, or it's going to get to the point where I just don't play with a new blush in a collection until something new happens. We have the 3 lip duos. I have used these quite a few times now, but I'm keeping the boxes because the boxes are too cute. I can't get rid of them, so I just keep tucking them back in their box. So we have the Fruit Basket one, which includes Juicy Apple and Cherry Cherry. These are more pinky red tones. They're quite cute. Not my favorite one out of the bunch, but they are cute. We have Fruit Roots, which has Peach Surprise and Orange Cutie. These are more peachy, orangey ones. They're not overly orange, definitely more on like the neutral peach side. One's just a little bit darker, one's a little bit lighter, but I do still think they're quite cute. Finally, we have Pick Up the Bunch, which has Coconut Juice and Incomparable. This is my favorite duo of the 3, more of like those brownie neutrals. They're very cute, especially Coconut Juice. That one's my favorite. It's the darker one. Next, we have a Glitterily Obsessed. This one's called Bellionaire. I love this mostly for the packaging because it has the bell symbol on it, but it's just a gold glitter. It's nothing to write home about. It's fine. It's okay. Like, it's cute, but it's not anything that special. Like, they probably could have just not included this in the collection and it would have been fine because it's not really like screaming Animal Crossing other than the fact that the cap looks like a bell. We have a Super Shock Shadow, which I talked about in my first impressions. I wish this at least was like the color of a balloon. Like, they could have done a quad where like each packaging was like blue, red, green, yellow to represent all of the balloon colors. And the inside's just, it's fine. Like, it's a pretty Super Shock shadow. I wore it before work once as a quick one and done eyeshadow look, but it doesn't scream Animal Crossing. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that there was the leaf on the cover, it would have nothing to do with Animal Crossing, so that's kind of sad. I think I speak for all the Animal Crossing lovers that, like, we're excited about this collection because, like, an Animal Crossing collab is really cool, but we just wanted more from it, and this just, it didn't quite meet the bar that we were hoping for. It's not a horrible collection, it's just not quite there. And finally, we have the 4 palettes, which I stressed so much in my video that these are expensive for Colourpop quads. These are $12 a pop, so that's pretty expensive for Colourpop. So I really wanted to stress, like, look at the insides, not just the theme, because the theme's adorable, but you gotta look at the insides, that's what counts. First is La Belle of the Ball. This is actually my favorite of the 4. This is a little purple monochromatic quad. This one is by far my favorite because it also features this beautiful duochrome. I can't stand it. It's so pretty, and I wish the other ones included a duochrome as well. All 4 of these quads follow the same format of matte, shimmer, glitter, sequin. I wish the glitter wasn't in every quad, especially because, like I said at the beginning of the video, not everyone is comfortable using glitter. So it's kind of disappointing that 1/4 of this quad is unusable to some people. But as far as color story goes, this one is my favorite, mostly because of that duochrome. I think it's beautiful. Next is the Nook Ink Quad. This one's my second favorite, actually, mostly just because I love greens and minty shadows. I think it's very pretty. I really like this quad. I just feel like it could have been better. And again, I wish there was a duochrome in all of these, but overall it's cute. It's just, it's green, you know? You might have greens in your collection already. Next is What a Hoot. This one makes me sad because they did Blathers and Celeste so dirty. It didn't just have to be a monochromatic brown palette. They could have done something with Celeste's red feathers or her pink bow or Blather's green tie. They could have done a lot more with this, but it's just this. I've only used it once before work. I didn't even use this in my first impressions video because I was bored, and I'm still pretty bored. I'll probably keep it just because of the theme and because I do physically have it and I love Animal Crossing, but I would have not spent money on that by far. And finally, 5 Star Island. This one's also pretty cute, and I like that this one isn't completely monochromatic. Like, we have that pop of yellow for the light highlighty shimmer. It's really pretty. It makes me wish that the other ones had more of an interesting color story. They didn't just have to go monochromatic with these, but it is what it is. This one's cute, but it's nothing to write home about either. Overall, the Animal Crossing Colourpop collection, like, it's cute. I love the theming, but it just should have been kicked up a little bit, you know? A lot of people are speculating that they'll do a part 2, which I would not mind seeing because maybe they'll go even further and go more above and beyond with it, but we'll just have to wait and see. Next up, from Noella Lashes, the owner Noelle actually sent me 3 more of Fiona because I mentioned that Fiona might become one of my favorite pairs of lashes, and I'm very excited, so I just wanted to shout out that I got 3 new pairs. This is by far my favorite pair of lashes to wear with winged liner. It's so pretty because they're just so long and fluffy fluffy and fluttery. Very, very pretty. I can't wait to see more styles come out from her. And finally, last but not least, Pop Beauty sent me over some new nail polishes, all Valentine's themed. They're okay. I've gotten nail polish from them in the past and it was very clumpy, very thick, kind of hard to apply. These ones aren't as thick. Well, I should say this one. I've only worn the pink one, full disclosure, and it was fine to apply, but it did chip really fast, which granted, I don't do gel and I do like work in water for a living, but this chipped really fast. Like on my day off, it was chipping and I wasn't even like doing any manual labor or anything and it was already chipping. It was a cute color, but nothing to write home about. We have the white one called Marshmallow. I actually don't know if I have a pure white nail polish, so that's exciting to add to my collection. We have Passion Punch, which is a pink purple duochrome in the bottle, but it just looks pink on my nails. Not gonna lie, the duochrome doesn't really show. Pom Pom, which is a true red. I might end up giving this one away because I have plenty of red nail polish. And Wine O'Clock, which is a really deep red. I don't know if I have a shade quite like this, so I might keep this one around. Again, nothing too crazy to write home about. It's nail polish. It's not the best I've ever used, but it's also not the worst I've ever used. So yeah, that's it. That completes my new makeup releases, all of the things that I received in the month of January, me breaking down my thoughts. This was a lot. This was a lot. I feel like it was almost more than December, which is crazy. Colourpop doesn't sleep. Literally, if Colourpop didn't come out with anything, or only came out with like one collection a month or even every 2 weeks, this would be a significantly shorter video. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I love talking to you guys. I love breaking down my thoughts on new products. I love being able to sit down and chat about this new makeup with you guys. I love being able to try out new things. I love having that privilege to be able to test things out for you and give you my thoughts and just hang out with you guys and play with makeup. I would love to know your thoughts. Did you try any of these things out? Are you interested in anything? I want to hear all of your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, please leave me, just leave me your current favorite emoji. Why not? And if you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's BEAUTBEAN. Follow me there. I post every single day. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting most days here as well. Please make sure you're staying informed with everything that's going on in the world. There will be links in my description box that will take you to information and resources and ways in which you can help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.